Have you ever felt that soul-deep, undeniable connection with someone who, for reasons you just can't wrap your head around, keeps you a complete secret? It's one of the most confusing and painful things you can go through. It leaves you questioning everything you thought you felt, and the silence is deafening. You start asking yourself, what did I do wrong? Or, was any of this even real? But what if I told you that this secrecy, this pulling away, isn't about rejecting you? What if it's actually a strange and profound act of protection? What if the love he feels for you is so big, so overwhelming, that he's terrified the outside world will misunderstand it? Or worse, tarnish it? This isn't your typical relationship psychology. We're stepping into the world of spiritual belief, especially within ideas like the twin flame journey. Today, we're going to look at a spiritual perspective on why your divine masculine, an energy, not a gender that we'll talk about, knows exactly how much he loves you, but is choosing to hide you and that love from the world. It's so important to say that these are spiritual concepts, interpretations of an energetic dance, not something you can prove in a lab. But for those who are living this perspective can feel like a lifeline, offering real comfort and clarity, understanding the energies at play. So, let's get on the same page about what divine masculine and divine feminine even mean. These have nothing to do with gender. They are archetypal energies inside all of us. The divine masculine is the part of us that's about structure, logic, protection, and taking action in the world. The divine feminine is our intuition, our nurturing side, our creativity, and our deep inner world. In this belief system, a twin flame journey is all about balancing these two energies within yourself, and eventually with a divine partner. The dynamic we're exploring, that intense, soul-shaking connection met with confusing distance, is a classic sign of this path. Of course, conventional wisdom might just label this as a fear of commitment or emotional unavailability, and sometimes that's exactly what it is. But the spiritual lens gives us another possible story. It suggests that when a connection runs this deep, the stakes feel infinitely higher, and people's reactions get a lot more complicated. The secrecy we're talking about isn't the same as the kind that comes from deceit. A private relationship, where a couple decides to build their foundation away from prying eyes, can be a beautiful, healthy thing. But this feels different, doesn't it? It feels charged, heavy with things left unsaid, and it leaves the divine feminine feeling like she's in emotional limbo, intuitively sensing this huge love, but seeing zero proof of it in the real world. This is a way to understand the powerful spiritual reasons that might be at play, turning what feels like a painful rejection into a necessary chapter in a much bigger soul story. This isn't about him rejecting you. It's about his own soul fighting a battle he never asked for, but one he desperately needs to win. The why, the sacred weight of his feelings. So, why would he hide a love that he feels so deeply? From a spiritual viewpoint, the reasons aren't simple. They're layered, complex, and tied directly to his own inner chaos. The very love he wants most becomes the trigger for his biggest fears. First, and this might sound strange, the love might be just too sacred and overwhelming for him. According to this perspective, what he feels for you isn't just a normal crush. It's an alchemical force, a spiritual storm that feels too powerful to handle and too sacred to just casually drop into conversation. He's afraid that the everyday world, with all its judgments, would just stain the purity of what he feels. He literally doesn't have the words or the courage to explain the raw power of this emotion. His silence isn't empty. It's filled with everything he's terrified to say. Next, there's the crippling fear of being truly seen. Society has conditioned the masculine energy to believe that vulnerability is weakness. Men are often taught from a young age to control or just bury their emotions. This builds a fortress around the heart. When he meets his divine feminine, her energy is like a key that unlocks every single door he has sealed shut. She sees right through the armor, past the masks he shows everyone else, and being that visible is terrifying for him. This isn't just running from you. He's running from the reflection of his own soul that you hold up to him. He's running from the overwhelming feeling of being completely, utterly seen. Then, there's the unconscious weight of guilt and shame. Deep down, he often carries a profound sense of guilt because he knows, on a soul level, that his silence is hurting you. He can feel your sadness, and it just feeds his own narrative that he's failing. And underneath that is shame. This deep-seated belief that he is fundamentally unworthy of a love this pure. He looks at your light and your love, and he feels broken or small in comparison. He might carry a twisted belief from his past that he's a monster inside, and he's terrified that you'll finally see the real him. So he pushes you away, afraid that if you saw all of him, you'd be the one to walk away first. And this leads to the most confusing reason of all. He hides you because he is terrified of losing you. It makes no sense, but his fear-driven logic is that if he never fully has you, he can never be fully rejected by you. He thinks that once you see his baggage, his past mistakes, and his inner chaos, you'll leave. So he creates the distance himself. It's his way of controlling a connection that feels completely out of his control. It's a painful paradox. The man who would do anything to keep you is the one actively pushing you away. The spiritual crucible, his inner awakening. So, what if his silence isn't just him being avoidant? What if, from a spiritual angle, it's actually a key part of his own deep spiritual awakening? This isn't just him being difficult. This is his soul being taken apart so it can be rebuilt in a stronger, more authentic way. In many spiritual circles, this is called the dark night of the soul. It's a time when the universe basically forces him to look at everything he's been stuffing down. His shadows, his old traumas, and all the limiting beliefs that have kept him playing small. The divine feminine's energy is often the catalyst for all of this. Your presence is like a mirror, showing him not just his light, but all the parts of himself he has tried to ignore. It can feel like an all-out war inside of him, a storm that is demanding he finally surrender. He's probably not even consciously aware of this. He just feels lost, confused, and unstable, like his whole identity is dissolving. To get through that inner storm, he needs to be alone. His retreat isn't so much about hiding from you as it is about creating a sacred space for his own transformation. He knows, on an intuitive level, that he can't pull you into this mess with him. He has to face it alone to become the whole, integrated man he was always meant to be. Think of the silence as his cocoon. It's that quiet, necessary phase right before the real transformation is complete. The what it means for you. The divine feminine's real work, so with all that's said about him, where does that leave you? If you're going through this, you know the unique pain of living in this state of suspension, of holding your breath for him to come back. But here is the profound spiritual truth. this time isn't actually about him. It's about you. This period of separation is a divine invitation for you to develop deep compassion and spiritual maturity. It's so easy to fall into judging him or feeling resentful. But this journey asks for a higher perspective. The real reason for his absence is to force you to stop looking to him for your sense of worth and to start standing in your own sovereign power. Your real work during this time isn't to wait by the phone, to chase him, or to try and fix him. In fact, there's a strong belief in these spiritual journeys that the more you chase, the more you energetically push him away. The most powerful thing you can do is pull all of that beautiful, loving energy back to yourself. This is the great paradox. Your greatest gift to your connection is your own wholeness. This is your time to pour all of that magnificent energy into your own life. Focus on your passions, your healing, your friendships, and your own spiritual connection. This isn't some tactic to get him back. It's the ultimate act of self-love, and it is the heart of the divine feminine's own awakening. When you step into your power, knowing you are whole and complete all on your own, an amazing energetic shift happens. You free him from the pressure of your focus, which creates the quiet space he needs to finally deal with the noise inside himself. If this spiritual take resonates with you, if you felt this confusing push and pull, I'd love for you to share your story in the comments. Let's make this a safe space for exploring these ideas. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to feel less alone on their own journey. And if you want more insights like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications. The higher purpose. Trusting the process. At the end of the day, the thing to hold on to is this. From this spiritual viewpoint, the distance and the secrecy aren't a cosmic mistake. They are a sacred pause, planned by a wisdom much bigger than our own. The separation isn't there to stop your union. It's there to protect it. It ensures that when and if you do come together, it's not as two broken people trying to complete each other, but as two whole sovereign souls ready for a real, balanced partnership. His silence isn't rejection. It's a testament to how deep this connection really is. A love so profound, it's forcing him to tear down his old world to build a new one that's worthy of it. Trust the timing of your journey. Keep shining, keep growing, and always bring the focus back to the most important person in this story. You. The man who returns won't be the same one who left. He'll be the one who finally learned how to stay. And that beautiful soul is worth the entire journey.